लेकिन डॉक्टर हेमलता, मैं आपके पास आना चाहता हूं। सन 90 से 2017 के बीच में हमने एक जबरदस्त गिरावट देखी इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी में, मैटरनल मोर्टेलिटी, इन्फेक्शियस डिजीजेज, इन सब में कमी आई। लेकिन जो नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीजेज हैं जैसे डायबिटीज, हाइपरटेंशन, स्ट्रोक्स, इन सब में एक अभूतपूर्व वृद्धि हुई है। क्या न्यूट्रिशन एक बड़ा अहम रोल प्ले करता है इन सब चीजों में?
हाँ, yeah, last several decades there has been significant improvement in economy in our country and also improvement in nutrition. So therefore stunting did decrease a lot, wasting also decreased, and therefore maternal mortality and under 5 mortality, means under 5 children mortality, also decreased significantly. But parallelly there has been increase in unhealthy dietary habits in our population across cities, urban areas, and also rural regions. So when there is increase in unhealthy dietary habits, like more of high fat foods and more of basically cereal based foods, say for instance, when we have analyzed our dietary intakes in rural region and urban region, what we find is mostly it is cereal based diet in the rural region, and in the urban region it's slightly better, but then they take more of processed foods like chips, biscuits, which are, which are depleted in nutrients. They are more of calories, high calories, but less nutritious. So therefore, this unhealthy dietary habits, along with too much intake of cereals and lack of vegetables, nuts, fruits, and adequate intake of legumes, pulses, all these contribute to low intakes of micronutrients such as vitamins and minerals, low intake of essential fatty acids, essential amino acids, which are all very, very important. And these vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, and essential amino acids we get only through diet. And for that, we have to source our calories and proteins and vitamins and minerals from 8 different food groups in a day. Only then we can, see, both this non-communicable disease are what? They are diabetes, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, coronary heart disease, stroke. So these are all preventable completely. They are, 80% of these diseases can be prevented.
And Dr. Hemlata, one more important point, Mr. Bachchan, is you can stop this if you follow hygienic practices.
Yeah. We were, Dr. Hemlata, we were talking about hygiene, and we all know how good hygiene practices are very critical. But we have understood that even better it's become after COVID. We know the link between hygiene and infection, how important it has been. But what is the link between hygiene and sanitation? It's a topic that we've been addressing a lot during these past telethons that we've been having. And improved nutrition. What is the link?
Yes. See, last 1 to 2 decades, people knew that, scientists and academicians knew that there is link between sanitation and hygiene, but now it has become so much visible even to common man. With poor hygiene, there is increased rates of infection. Research has shown frequent infections like diarrhea and also chronic infections like tuberculosis impairs nutrition status. So when nutrition status of a child or of an adult is impaired, the immune system functions poorly. When immune system function is compromised, what happens? The frequency of infection increases. So this is a vicious cycle. When more rates of infections are there because of poor hygiene, infections will lead to impaired nutrition status. When nutrition status is compromised, what happens? The immune system is compromised. When immune system is compromised, again, infections, higher rates of infections and more frequency and also more morbidity from infections can occur. So hygiene can play a very, very significant role in prevention of not just COVID, but also many other respiratory infections like tuberculosis, which is very, very rampant in our country, and also fecal-oral route infections like diarrhea, and also infections like measles. So these are all, most of these diseases are preventable by following good hygiene practices. So hygiene also can prevent hidden hunger. For instance, good hygiene can prevent worm infestation. So if worm infestation is prevented, micronutrient absorption is not compromised. What is hidden hunger? Hidden hunger is you are suffering from some micronutrient deficiencies, but apparently you look normal. that is happening in 20 to 30% of our population in our country. 20 to 30% of us apparently look normal, but we are suffering from nutrition deficiencies inside us, which is not obvious. That is why it is called hidden hunger. Several micronutrients might be deficient in our system. All this can be prevented. I mean, hygiene can play a very significant role in improving our nutrition status, improving our anemia and hemoglobin status, and also in improving hidden hunger. To a
Absolutely.
large
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Hemlata.